Hi, this is Gary Chalk, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Hey, it's Mistress Carrie, and you are listening to Studio 2009.
Gotta go fast.
Don't tell me you've got a catchphrase.
That's right, new Hedgehog, and everyone loves it.
There is nothing wrong with your podcast player. Do not attempt to adjust the volume. Hello and welcome back into our studio. You're now inside Studio 2009, only on the Geekcast Radio Network. I'm, of course, TFG1Mike. Joining me once again is Steve Megatron. Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm falling apart, but that's nothing new. Today, we bring you the finale of the 3-part triple threat of a Sonic film review series that we've been doing here, as we are way past cool, and we gotta get our chili dogs ready as we watch the third live-action Sonic the Hedgehog film. Yay. This is the best one so far.
It is, honestly.
Yeah, this is the best one so far. Pretty much the same cast as the first two. Don't think there's many additions. Yeah, there's not really many additions at all. I mean, except for the one major addition in the voice cast, but pretty much it's the same cast. Sofia Pernas and Cristo Fernandez respectively play the Gabriela and twin brothers Juan and Pablo in the telenovela Ivo watches. I think that's the only difference between the three films as far as different casting, and the new cast member for the voice cast is none other than Mr. Matrix himself. Mr. Wick himself.
Keanu Reeves.
That's right. Oh, man. Good old Ted. Gotta love Ted. Gotta make sure when you're interviewing Keanu Reeves, you don't call him by the wrong character name.
Yeah, I saw that interview too.
You know, one of these days, folks, in the near future, sometime before the end of 2025, we're going to have a Geekcast Radio social media update episode, because let me tell you, the things I discover on Instagram, because, like, the things I end up watching on Instagram and finding out because of Instagram is easily the newest, easiest way for me to discover stuff now. Forget YouTube, forget Facebook, forget Twitter, forget all of the other things. Instagram Reels, whether it's interviews, whether it's music, whether it's a TV show I didn't know about or whatever, or I haven't seen yet, I'm telling you, Instagram Reels is where it's at for me.
I sometimes pay attention to stuff like that, but yeah.
It has to grab me. It has to be something like this, like we're talking about this interviewer. Basically, I'm sure everyone and their uncle has seen this clip. Basically, asked Keanu Reeves, "So what was it like playing Bill?" And he's like, "Dude, I played Ted. You just lost all credibility ever." He basically got his character name wrong, kind of thing. So, you know, I love doing that, and, you know, it is what it is. But Keanu Reeves joins the cast as the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog, and we have Jim Carrey in a dual role as Ivo and Gerald Robotnik. Oh my God!
I don't know. It brought back the 90s and early 2000s for me.
Mm-hmm. He's still got it. I don't think he ever really lost it. I think, like you said, I think it was either.
I think he just needed a good film.
Yeah. That's what you said in the second movie review. I think it was either the first film or the second. You said that he had needed a good film, or he just got tired of being retired, or he wanted something to do, or whatever. And yeah, he just needed a good film, just needed a good script, needed a good character. And honestly, there's nobody in Hollywood today that could have played this. Nobody.
Oh, totally not.
Not at all.
No.
So yeah, but I almost called it Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 basically spans the timeline of 50 years from 1974 to 2024. And alien hedgehog Shadow crash lands in a meteorite to Earth in Oklahoma and is seized by the U.S. military. That's essentially what happens. And we get, the whole, we must, the whole government thing, like, oh my God, we must control him. We must this, we must that. And Gerald and his granddaughter, Maria, they want to free him and they try to escape, and that doesn't really work, obviously.
So wouldn't that make Ivo and Maria either cousins or siblings?
I'm trying to remember. So is it specifically said that Gerald is Ivo's great-grandfather? Or no, this is his grandfather, right?
His grandfather.
So then, no, essentially that would be Maria would have been Ivo's brother or sister.
Well, his sister, but yeah.
Okay, but yes, obviously. Okay, I'm not trying to gender bend here. I'm saying that essentially because Gerald's granddaughter is Maria, technically Ivo is his grandson. So technically that would have made them brother and sister is what I meant, not brother or sister, brother and sister.
Yeah, because they're both. Yeah, Gerald is the grandfather of both, and he's also the head of Project Shadow.
Yes, he's also the head of Project Shadow. I thought this was really cool. I thought the mystery of it was really well done.
I think they played it out well, plus not knowing that Ivo was still alive. Yeah,
at the end, you mean?
Well, not even the end of the film, just like where he shows up initially.
Oh, yeah. That's very true. Yep.
And it was nice kind of how they got rid of some of the characters in this film, or had them kind of as a passing cameo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Specifically, like Maddie's sister and her husband.
God.
Which was funny.
Yes. Yeah.
So it does say in the Sonic Wiki that Maria is Ivo's cousin.
Okay. Yeah, so right. So let me think here. Okay. So what it probably is that
one of Gerald's kids.
Yeah, one of Gerald. Okay, so
each of them.
Yeah. That's what it is. So that's how that works. Yeah. Because my mom and her brother Robert's child Rachel is my cousin. So that's the same. Yeah. Okay. Family trees, You rip one branch out, you fall all the way down. But no, this is so fun. This was I would have loved to have seen this one in theaters. This was super cool. This is so fun, and we get everything. We get Shadow's story about being consumed by revenge, and we get Sonic and how Sonic, if he didn't have Longclaw, that, if he didn't have the love for the people, and all that and everything else, he might have turned out like Shadow did, kind of thing. And Gerald has this Eclipse cannon. Oh, God. This was ambitious, I would say.
I loved every direction of it, and I saw like glimpses of the different games.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen Gerald in a game, but some of the stuff that was in it was very reminiscent of other games.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked all the crazy directions that they went.
Yeah.
From getting the emerald to, just all the different stuff that kind of happened between Ivo and his grandfather.
Uh-huh.
I loved how they revealed both of them.
Yes,
had to go to, Ivo to get help, and Agent Stone was like, this ain't the doctor.
No, this ain't the doctor. So just a brief game history for Gerald. He originally he was introduced in Sonic Adventure 2, which is 50 years before the main series. Constructed Space Colony Ark and researched immortality for the United Federation. The United Federation. I wonder where we've heard that before. In an attempt to create the ultimate life form, hoping that it could help cure Maria's illness, leading to the creation of Shadow the Hedgehog. But yeah, he does appear in the... I wasn't even sure if he did appear in the games. But he does. The way these all three of these films, the way that they take care of their plot, the way they're written, it's just so good. Like, there's no filler. There's no scenes that you feel like you think you would want to cut out if you were in the place of the people working on the stuff. This is the writing Hollywood needs. This is the storytelling Hollywood needs right now. Creative story.
Well, and it's gaming stories done well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the funny thing is, folks, by the time you're hearing this, it'll be after this date, but we are actually, ironically, recording this on Super Mario Day. We're recording this on March 10th, 2025. It was not planned that way at all.
I think it's funny, the acronyms GUN, Guardian Units of Nations. And then he has a giant gun that he's pointing at the planet.
Yep.
In the style of a spaceship.
Yep. And it reminds me of the old days of Mega Maid. Oh boy. The whole scene. Why do you look like me? I don't look like you. You look like me. Why do you look like... I love that. The back and forth between Ben Schwartz and Keanu Reeves as Shadow and Sonic. That was great. That was so cool. I love that this film shows you that characters can grow and change. Not every specific character trait is so defined that it can't be... Like, yes, there are your standard bad guy, villain type characters. There are your end of the world character where they want nothing but to destroy the Earth. They want nothing but to destroy the universe. You look at Apocalypse from X-Men. There's no rationalizing with that guy. There just isn't. But some of the characters that you can, again, the story of Shadow here, where he feels that he got a raw deal and he, lost Maria and all that and everything else. And because of that, he just wants revenge. And the fact that Sonic can show him another way, a different way, I think that's great. And I think that's cool. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens next with Shadow.
I'm interested to see what they do in the next film.
Yeah, me too. 2027 can't get here fast enough. Pun intended. No, I'm so glad we watched these. I'm so glad we watched these now at the point of the third film's release, and we didn't watch them before and then had to wait for the third film, because doing this triple shot, oh man. Like we said in the other two podcasts, folks, these are just fun films. And yeah, it was just absolutely amazing.
My favorite part is Jim Carrey.
Oh, I know. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that he plays off of himself, and then I like when they're infiltrating the building and they're doing the dance number.
Yep.
Which had to be insane.
Yeah, that dance number. Yeah. Oof.
Almost reminded me of something from like The Grinch.
The Grinch. Yeah, no. And again, good writing, good characters, breeds good acting. You have actors who can act, but you have to give actors something to work with. And these three films, this film specifically with the actors that are here, something to work with. And you gave Jim Carrey a challenge of having to do a dual role and having to... Ivo started out as a bad guy, and he still kind of is a bad guy.
But he's kind of an anti-hero.
But yeah, he's kind of... Yeah, he's more like... It's kind of like how in Wreck-It Ralph, Zangief is like, just because you are a bad guy doesn't mean you are bad guy, you know, kind of thing. Whereas Gerald, the grandfather, he's a villain. He don't care. I don't know about that guy. I mean, giant space station pointing down at Earth and everything else and all this and all that.
He's like, I want to rule the planet, not destroy it.
Yeah. But no, I really dug this movie. This was so... I would watch all three of these again, but I would watch this one probably more than the others. I like this a lot. Yeah.
This one is my favorite.
Yeah, this one is my favorite out of the three. Absolutely. Once again, more so through advertising than anything else on Instagram, but I'm sure if I went to Paramount's actual Instagram page, it would be there too, versus just seeing an ad on Instagram. In promoting the film, Keanu Reeves did a bunch of interviews, and one of the interviews was, which of Shadow's powers would he like to have if he could have any of Shadow's powers? He chose teleportation. Any of us would choose. If we could teleport, that would be a teleport that didn't need a transporter. Yes, please. Instantaneously be there. Hell yeah. We don't need no bloody A, B, C, or D. We don't need no Enterprise. We don't need no car rental spaceship stuff in this universe. Instant transport. Yeah, I'm so excited to see what they do for 4.
Well, you know they're going to have Amy Rose. You know that they're going to have Metal Sonic. And then I'm wondering how they're going to bring in Robotnik again.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And that's something I need to research before, obviously, when we eventually do the 4th film, whenever it comes out, the digital and stuff, years down the line now. But I will need to research the Metal Sonic characters, because those are, like, I think I mentioned in the second one, when we were talking about the lead up to this, closing out the second episode, that Shadow was kind of where I stopped paying attention to Sonic after the Shadow the Hedgehog game from 2000 something or whatever it was. And it wasn't that I didn't like Sonic anymore or anything like that. It's just that I stopped playing video games. I stopped playing console games specifically at the time. And so I just kind of stopped paying attention to it. And yeah, so I'm very excited to do the research on Metal Sonic, and I think we might, to bide our time, if you're willing, we may get into some of the Sonic cartoons for Tooncast.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
Okay. I gotta see. I think some of them are on Netflix. I don't know where the others are. And I'm not talking about Sat AM or Adventures. I'm not talking about the old ones. I'm talking about the current, like the last 10 years or so.
I watched Sonic Prime recently.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 seasons. Really good.
Okay, cool. Very good. I assume, and this is very rare for you specifically, but I assume we're going to give this a 5, right? I mean, how can we not?
I thoroughly enjoyed this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely my favorite of the 3.
Yep, absolutely.
Not to mention, Robotnik is pretty much on par with what I expected from the first one, but they had to build up.
Yeah, he just like, and like you said, how are they going to tie him into the 4th film? Like, what's the thread going to be to get him back into the game, kind of thing? That's going to be interesting to see how that happens, and to see what challenge they're going to give Jim to get him to come back. Because he said that he's willing to come back as long as it's fun, and as long as it, gives him something to do, kind of thing.
I think, too, as long as he's not on, like, full-body prosthetics like he was in The Grinch.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Because they've asked him to come back for a second Grinch, and he's like, I'll never do that again.
Never do that again. Yeah, no.
But, yeah, I really like the film.
Yeah, absolutely. And basically what he said was he's open to the idea of returning for the fourth film, provided that the premise interests him. So, you gotta come up with something that is going to pique his interest, and he'll be back. And like I said, folks, I will have to research Metal Sonic because I know nothing of that character.
He was in Sonic 2.
No. Huh?
The original game.
Was he?
Yes.
I don't remember him.
He was one of the end bosses.
Was he really? Huh.
Yep.
I guess
I know this because I used to play the emulators and I used to cheat so that I could get to that point.
Uh-huh.
So, I remember.
Yes.
So you don't have to. No.
Hey now. Boy.
That was funny and you know it.
Yeah. I'm laughing on the inside, folks. I'm laughing on the inside. Well, let's see here. Did you have a favorite character moment from the third movie?
I mean, it was pretty much like the dance scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the fact that I loved the banter with, and finally teaching Shadow by the end of the film.
Yep.
That, hey, there's more to all of this than
revenge.
Yep. So.
Absolutely. Would we recommend this film to people? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally. As we mentioned, 5 out of 5 for Sonic 3. We are going to go to a quick podcast ad break. You're going to hear some podcast ads and some other stuff, and we'll come back to close the show right after this.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
Hello, geeks and geekettes! Looking for a podcast that covers a vast array of topics? Then check out Altered Geek Unleashed, where we discuss our thoughts on this week's geeky news, tech, gaming, television shows, movies, cartoons, comics, and more. So, get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks. Every Friday on the Geekcast Radio Network.
Are you missing entertainment in your life? Welcome to Captain Ruggles Gaming. Whether it's guides, roleplay content, or our shenanigans with our collaborations with the 20 years standing strong Fart Clan, also known as Fast Action Response Team, or the Wrecking Crew, we have something for everyone. So join us when we traverse the cosmos of space games, survive the undead in zombie games, or just having fun in first-person shooters or random indie games. Visit us now at geekcastradio.com and youtube.com/@Captain Ruggles, or Google search Captain Ruggles Gaming. It's game time, and I'll see you, but on the battlefield.
Because the world needs another movie podcast.
The Geekcast Radio Network presents for your listening pleasure the Cinema Geek.
Hosted by Amanda, Kevin, Matt, and Dan.
Each week we dive headfirst in the landscape of movies as we discuss movie news, play movie games,
go in-depth on reviews,
and even have a top 10 countdown or two.
Also, don't miss our director retrospective series, where we review noted directors' movies film by film. Bottom line is, if you love movies and love podcasts, you need to experience the Cinema Geeks.
You can find us on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, or geekcastradio.com.
Hi, welcome to Up Nerd. What is Up Nerd? Up Nerd is a podcasting network of shows hosted by me, The Uneven Flow. People have told me I like to talk at them about a pretty wide range of topics, comics, games, movies, books, whatever, and now I'll be able to talk at you. Along with the weekly show will be 2 bi-weekly shows. First we have Find You Pick, a show where one host picks a movie, then both hosts have to watch it. Then the next episode, the other host picks the movie. Each show will have a breakdown of why it is that movie was picked by that host, after which will be a discussion about what it is we just watched. Lastly, we have the show Top 3, Bottom 3. Similarly to Find You Pick, one host picks a television series, and the next week, the pick alternates to the other host. Here, the episodes of the show are chosen by the top 3 episodes and the bottom 3 episodes, as rated on imdb.com. Yes, this is probably the worst way to watch and review a television show, and yes, that's the idea. On our shows, I'll detail out how you can suggest things for us to watch. You can reach out and talk with the hosts, and maybe even appear on an episode. I hope you'll join me for this exciting new podcast adventure. I swear we're going to make it more than 8 episodes.
On the Simplistic Reviews podcast, we talk movies. We talk TV. We talk...
Hello, Julie, what the heck are you doing?
Trying to make our spots sound more exciting by adding explosions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have got the point across with sound effects, not the real thing. Car.
Download the show on iTunes or at simplisticreviews.blogspot.com.
I'm sure your insurance company will cover that.
No, they won't.
No, they probably won't.
One more thing I learned is that when you really screw something up, you can't fix it on your own.
All right, folks, we are back here inside Studio 2009. This is episode 128. Any final thoughts from you, sir? Anything else you want to say? Anything you think we missed or anything like that?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, folks, we are, like I said, we've got a lot going on here inside Studio 2009. We've got a whole TV season coming up with Columbo Season 2. We've got movie stuff. We've got other stuff. Trying to keep it a mix between movies and TV and all that good stuff. So that's what's coming up. So thank you for joining us here inside Studio 2009. If you'd like to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show, there are several ways to do so. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can listen to and comment on all of our content over there. You can buy our merch at shop.geekcastradio.com. Check out that stuff. We got a lot of awesome stuff over there as well. You can email us, feedback@geekcastradio.com. You can check us out on all the podcatching clients you choose to use. You can find us on Twitter at GeekCastRadio, for the network at It'sStudio2009. I am at TFG1Mike. What is your Twitter?
At SCP21.
There you go. Facebook is Geekcast Radio Network. You can also check out Studio 2009 podcast over there as well. Next time, we've got Gamer Origins, 30 questions all about video game history. Got Gaki Let's Play. He's going to give his Gamer Origins episode, so that's what's going on next time for us here inside Studio 2009. For now, I am TFG1Mike with
Steve Megatron.
You'll hear us back in the studio soon.